And we're live. Hello and thanks for tuning in. This is the SuperBoss Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Luc Tran, joined by my two co-hosts, Harrison Ngo and Ian Eatwell. Introduce yourselves, guys.
Hey. I'm Ian Eatwell.
Who's first? Oh, damn it.
Haha, I got you. I don't know why I
me.
pulled a fat Albert there, but there you go.
Sometimes you just got to let it go.
Man, what a throwback.
All right. Well, we're just three guys. We talk about what's going on in the nerd world, ranging from movies, comics, to video games. If you're a new listener, we'll start by talking about what we've been up to lately and any cool news we've heard about lately before jumping into our main topic, which today's main topic is, because it's so recent, we're going to be talking about the Ubisoft Forward event. But before that, Harrison, what have you been up to lately?
Binging a shit ton of shows. Let's see. So me and my girlfriend, we actually finished catching up on Umbrella Academy. We watched both seasons. Have you guys actually seen that or heard anything about it?
I never sat down and watched it, but I've seen episodes.
Okay. I think I talked about this last time. I think season 1 was like kind of slow and it didn't pop off till like last 2 episodes or so. And then season 2 I think is really good. Like, I'm pretty impressed. Now I can kind of see why people like the show, and I'm like, all right, I get it. So definitely recommend that. Because I just can't wait for season 3 now. And then we started The Boys, but it was more like we kind of chose which one to go for, versus like going back and forth. Because I think The Boys, it's only
3 episodes out.
and
Yeah,
then
they're
the
doing it
next one's coming out
episodic now,
tomorrow.
which is really annoying.
Yeah, I mean that kind of, to me, I don't know. I didn't see a reason, or I didn't read into it as much. But I guess my guess would be, with COVID, they kind of want to drag it out in a sense.
So I don't have to like shoot the new season too soon or something like that.
Yeah.
If
It's
there's
like,
going to be a season 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think they've already announced they've already done work for season 3.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So that's so because they already started, I don't know if like COVID could be like delaying or like, like just delaying certain parts of like the shoot, but that's my only guess. I'm not really sure, but want to watch that. But I'm also watching, what was it? 7 Deadly Sins, because that came out, or season
Oh, dude,
3?
I saw that. Oh man, I forgot about it. Thank you for reminding me. I need to catch up on that.
Yeah, dude. Because I'm on episode, I think we just, right before this, I think I was watching episode 11 or 12. I will say, like, so far, it's a lot. I will tell you, it's just a lot of backstory. It's like, but it's good. I'm like, okay, this is cool, because I kind of was curious. Animation is kind of okay. It's like meh.
Okay.
Because it changed studios. So.
Oh, they did for this season?
Yeah. So there's apparent, like, I think I'm watching the hype part, the supposed hype part that people are very upset about because it's not good.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah,
like it was better in the manga or something.
Yeah, it's like in the manga there was like so much hype around it because everyone's. I can tell you after, but
okay,
because I don't want to spoil anything either.
Yeah, no spoilers.
Yes, no spoilers, because I'm still watching too. So it's like, yeah. So watching that, and then I kind of been playing Final Fantasy, but I kind of dropped off just because I want to play other stuff too. Only because some of our friends bought it. Because I know you got on to Destiny, Ian, and you're like, I want to play a first-person shooter, and I've been wanting that. But then some of my friends were like, oh, you should pick up Titanfall 2. I was like,
yeah.
Oh,
are you
I
guys?
totally forgot.
Is that what you guys are doing now?
It's more like me. It's more just me, right? I
didn't get it yet. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I've had the game for a good bit, and I just never had the chance to play it. But finally, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna play it. But I think they said all of them just said to play the story, which is hilarious for like most first person shooters, because a lot of the times it's like the story's like, and you just go for multiplayer. But playing it so far, I can see why people are saying, because I remember the first one didn't have one, and then the second one, this one does, and it's really good so far. Like, I hit a part. Wait, do you care, Ian? If I just, it's not a huge part. It's just like a mechanic that they introduced for a bit.
Oh, sure. Yeah, go ahead.
So spoilers if you haven't played, but it's hilarious because it's been so long. But essentially, wait, Luke, do you care?
No, go for it.
Okay, so it's just a mechanic that they introduced, and it's just like the whole thing is the shooter's really fast paced, but this level was really cool in that you get this you start noticing there's these rifts in time, and I didn't realize this was a thing in the fucking game, but I think it's just a story thing. But essentially, you have to switch back and forth between the present and then like a time period before. But like, and at one point it's like, oh, you don't realize this, but because you're technically you're trespassing a facility, because in modern day it's dead, like it's just a ghost town.
Okay.
But then you go back to a different time period, and it's like their alarms are going off. You're like, wait, there's an intruder. So you have to fight off guards, but you switch back and forth. And there's like, for instance, there's this. Yeah, it's great. Apparently, I was like, I thought it was just like a quick thing, but then I told the other guys, they're like, oh, just you wait. I was like, oh, let's go. It was such a cool moment because it was like, at one point you're going in and it's empty, and you had to get past a certain point. You had to switch time periods to get past a certain part. So you're like jumping back and forth because you're like, oh wait, I'm stuck in this room. Wait, let me switch over, and then the vents are open. But if you switch back, but you have to switch back because there's like debris blocking it. So then you go back and it's open because the door is like fine. So it's like just that level was just so cool. And then even the enemies, like they see you, and then you're like, oh shit, you kill somebody, you can turn it on, and you switch to a time period. You could walk across the room and then turn it back on and then kill him. And then you hear him freaking out. They're like, wait, he has some sort of like sneaking like mechanism or like cloaking device, but it's really you switching between time periods.
Oh, that's really cool.
Wild.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like
I need to play this game.
No, dude, it's I can tell why like a lot of people are like, don't sleep on this game, but unfortunately it came out when some other big title.
I'm pretty sure it came out around Battlefield.
I think that's what it was. Something like, yeah, I think it was Battlefront, or yeah. So, it's really good. And it's funny because like if you've played Apex a little bit, you'll recognize the guns. They don't play exactly the same because I think Apex kind of updated some of the guns. But essentially, if you look at one, you're like, oh, this like Mozambique. You're like, oh, this is a thing. Holy shit! But it's actually good in Titanfall.
Oh,
I think that's what it was. And then you'll just see like Flatline or like the Hemlock and all.
Oh,
this stuff.
cool. Okay.
Yeah.
So they're even like named the same.
Yeah,
too.
just like some familiarity.
Because it's the same universe. So essentially, yeah.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Because I saw some of like the monsters they showed in Apex. I'm like, wait, I recognize this, and you see him in the game. Oh fuck, this is crazy.
Man, that's so cool.
So it's I'm like, okay, I can see why people really want. I want to play more of it, but I can see why people like it because playing it's so fast paced. Like you can like just running, you could sprint like, and then the slide is about the same, but it just feels good, and you could jump and then jump up onto a wall, run across the wall, then jump down. It's like this.
Have you played any multiplayer for
this?
No,
I want to.
Because it's still up, right?
Like it's still yeah.
Okay.
I think what helped is Apex boomed it back, like gave it a resurgence.
Yeah, huge boost.
Huge boost. Which
people, I mean, I still stand by the fact that Apex I think was the most fun battle royale I played, mainly because the shooting was really satisfying and the movement was really satisfying.
Yeah, I agree. That was.
I think if I can understand why they didn't, because by lore, technically those people cannot wall run or use like the tech to do all that. So that's why they gave grappling. So I can, or I think No, that's just one of them.
Yeah, that's just one of them.
But essentially, I think it'd be cool. It'd be cool like if they could wall run, but I get it, they can't. But I don't know. If anything, it's like, if you want that, just play Titanfall 2, which I'm going to play more. Cause
it's also like super cheap too, right?
It's super cheap right now. And it's on Steam again, so I'm sure it'll be on sale.
Because it's like, I think normally maybe $10, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, something like that. Okay. But I think back on Steam, it's like back up to like 20 or something like that. They brought it back up because, no, it's normally when it goes on sale, it goes down to like 10. I've seen.
Oh, okay.
So that's what's happening.
That's good. That's a steal.
Yeah, it's fun, boys. I with the other guys, like, because they all I forget how many people actually have this game. And they're like, oh wait, you're playing? Shit! Once you get through the story, let's play. I'm like, oh fuck, let's go. So
yeah. There's a few people.
And then the mech, like using the mech is pretty fun too. Like it's apparently it's like a part of the multiplayer. So I want to see how that works. I think that's my
Uh-huh.
only fear of like having to balance between the two. But
I've seen some multiplayer. I don't remember. This is a long time ago, so I
Mhm.
don't remember if it was 1 or 2. But I've seen some multiplayer with using the mech,
Mhm.
and it's pretty interesting. It's not like overdone or anything.
Yeah.
I think I remember it being pretty like
Balanced.
pretty well done on like its balance for that.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. But
But then again, I don't remember which one I was watching. But yeah,
we'll see. I'm gonna play more because I'm pretty interested.
hell yeah.
So mostly that's all I've been playing, just because. Well, actually, no, yeah, that's pretty much it. Because I've been just watching. I've been watching more shows, if anything, as you can tell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
Yep.
what about who I picked? Ian, you go.
Ooh,
Ooh,
it's me.
It's you.
It is I. Man, what have I been playing? Have I been watching anything? I've been keeping up with God of High School. I think that's about it.
Oh, what you think? Are you caught up?
Yeah, I think so.
What do you think so far? Like-
I like.
Because I want to like it. It's
Yeah, I mean, for what I think it is going to be, and like I think the rest of the season's going to be the same. They're all trying to show off like all the cool fights,
Mhm.
and they're trying to like speed through the story a bit,
Mhm.
or so it seems like. It seems like they're just trying to fit a lot into like one season.
yeah.
So I mean, it's not something I'm like super invested in, but it's just like really fun to watch.
Yeah.
I really enjoy the like fighting. Like sometimes the animation's like, oh, it's just another like thing, but sometimes they actually like pull out some really cool like choreography and
Mhm.
animation for the fights.
Yeah, and
So I'm like positive about it. But
yeah,
go ahead.
I didn't mean to like say like, oh, I want to like. I do like it. I think it's a fun watch,
Mhm.
but it's like, I guess I want it. I don't know. Actually, I guess I want it more, but I also don't like. But it also meets my expectation of, like that thing where you watched a Transformers movie because you just want stupid explosions.
Yeah.
So this is
yeah.
kind of like, oh, this gets my like fighting itch. Somewhat.
Yeah,
It just-
it gets your like shonen itch going.
Yeah.
I feel that.
Yeah.
I feel that. I think if they had the like resources and the opportunity, I guess, to take it slow and like spend time with it,
Yeah.
I think people would be losing their minds over this. Like this would be like the next of the big 3 kind of thing.
Yeah.
But
I mean, technically, they're doing their quote unquote big 3 of like webtoon stuff because it was like Tower Gods, this, and then there's a new one coming out that's a Crunchyroll exclusive.
Interesting.
Don't remember. I keep seeing ads, but I don't remember what it's called, even though I've seen so many of them. But
Cool. I'll look into that.
Anyway, sorry. It's just because.
No, yeah, you're good. It kind of makes me want to go and read it, but also there's a lot, I think. So
I want to do a lot of other things too.
yeah,
just like
yeah.
those things are just huge time sinks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is a shame because God, people love that. Like I just see online people love that show
Mm-hmm.
or that webtoon.
The webtoon.
But yeah, what that hasn't been. I've been playing Final Fantasy. That's been soaking up some time. A little bit of Destiny. Been trying to like catch up on both of those, or keep caught up.
Iron Banner this week.
Yeah, right. I played a little bit. Oh my god, I was playing a little bit of Iron Banner, and I forgot that it was light.
Light and
Power level.
What do you
Power
call
level.
it? Yeah,
Power.
yeah. Like it actually matters. It's not like I forget the terminology, but yeah, like your light level matters basically.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, I'm like 60 light level down from everyone else. Well, this is why I finally realized it when I like ulted and I was doing the Thunder Titan ult,
Oh, yeah.
Fist of Havoc.
Yeah.
I was doing Fist of Havoc and I was running around and I saw a dude and I was like, oh, I'll hit him. And I hit him and he lived. And I was like,
Aw.
what? What happened?
Not used
And
to
so I
that.
had to hit him again, and then he died.
Hey, man.
I was like, I've never seen that before.
Hey man, I mean the plus side to being this low level was one of the bounties is kill someone that's higher level than you. That's yeah.
Well, heck yeah.
That's 1+.
Easy peasy.
Because that one took me forever. Because I'm like, oh, I'm higher than everyone. Oops.
You just have to get like lucky or something.
Yeah.
But I think the big thing that I've started playing again is Magic the Gathering: The Arena.
You should tell Omar.
Oh, really? Does he play?
Dude, he's so into that game. It's ridiculous.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, I'll let him know.
Yeah.
I started watching I started watching a streamer play it, and it kind of like got me back into it. I was like, oh, I need to try this again. I really like drafting in that game. Drafting is just so fun, and I like it more than like any other card games version of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I should try
because in Magic, you actually like when you play a draft. There's different versions, but the one that I like is you're drafting with other people, so it's like a certain amount of packs of cards, and then you all like open them, and then it's like you pick one past the cards, and it's like a screen like set of cards from one pack and you go all the way down until I think you go through like 3 packs.
Yeah,
you make your deck from that.
That's kind of the traditional Friday Night Magic setup.
Mm-hmm. But the cool thing is for Arena, and I mean, I think since you pay to like do, like in person, I think you pay to like go to Friday Night Magic, and then you like get to keep the cards that you play with.
Yeah.
So they do the same thing in Arena. You instead of like having to unlock booster packs and stuff, you can actually like you get to keep the cards that you draft in. So if you like are looking for a specific deck or something or specific cards, you can kind of try and like force your way in a draft to like pick those cards, or you can try and actually like play good.
Who plays good anymore?
Who plays good? Me just want cool cards. No, but yeah, it's been fun.
Right.
I'm gonna play that a lot.
All right, I'm reinstalling.
Oh god!
Just you talking about, I was like, man, I do miss playing that.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, it's the same thing. Like just the card itch. Like you talked about your FPS itch, and it's like,
yeah,
I really like card games, so I want to play a card game. It's like that's how they get you.
Yep. Yep.
They prey upon your cravings.
You itching for that? Here's a back scratcher. It says MTG
back
on
scratcher, back scratcher. Makes me think of that Family Guy episode.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's about it for me. Yeah, you should reinstall it and we should play.
Hell yeah.
Hint, hint.
Hint, hint.
Hint. Yeah. What about you, Luke? What you been playing?
So there's a new game. My girlfriend started playing first, and then I was like, yeah, I'll play with you. So I downloaded it. It's a battle royale, which you guys know I don't really like them, but it's Spellbreak.
Ooh, okay.
Yo, dude, I've been wanting to try that for so long.
Actually, me
Really?
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we doing
It
it?
looks so cool. Do you like it?
I've only done the tutorial. My girlfriend likes the game, but she hates playing it because she's not like she doesn't really play battle royales. She doesn't play shooters.
What happened to that Fortnite?
Yeah, that was a joke. That was.
Yeah.
But I do really like some of the design choices they have.
Isn't it like the aesthetic is almost, or the powers are like reminiscent of like Avatar, The Last Airbender?
Yeah, like everything, the way it works is like a brief rundown.
Let the people know.
So everyone's a mage and you fight each other using elemental powers. You have fire, wind, lightning, earth, poison, and ice, I think are the 6 they're called gauntlets.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so you pick a class, and depending on your class, you always start with one of that elemental gauntlet, and then you can pick one other, like you can loot one other gauntlet that's different from yours. And as you play through the game and you go through different, like, the storm. You guys know, like, when I talk about the storm.
Yeah, yeah.
Every time you cross the boundary of the next smallest storm, your class levels up. And so
okay.
there's a big de-emphasis on looting, I think it might be. Like, you still need to loot because there are armor and health items, and they're called scrolls, which for the duration of the game or the match, they give you boosts to your basically like passive stats. And so I really like it because it's not as loot heavy, and combat has like a very definitive it has a very definitive skill set. Because there's aim assist, I think, on consoles, but it's not nearly as forgiving as I think Fortnite is. And I really like, I always rag on class-based shooters and stuff. But each of the gauntlets has like a definitive feel that makes the quote-unquote class more unique, and also they have like definitive strengths and weaknesses in fights. Like, if you're a toxic class and you primarily use your toxic gauntlet, you almost always want to be in close quarters. Whereas ice is like the sniper class. And so there's like really interesting dynamics between how you play, because you always have the option of two gauntlets.
And so like if you can like mix and match your gauntlets, and that changes like what your power is, right?
So you always have your class gauntlet, and you can pick up one more.
Right.
And so yeah, and you can always swap out that other one. Does that answer your question? I feel like I answered the question really weirdly.
No, yeah, I was just saying from what I've seen, people, yeah, you have your like your first gauntlet, and then you can like go to different like you get the ice gauntlet, whatever gauntlet you have makes a new power.
It's really cool because each gauntlet they have basically like their auto, and then they have their spell, and the gauntlets like interact with each other in really cool ways. Like, if you have fire and wind, you can make a fire tornado. Like poison and wind, you make a poison tornado. If you have rock and fire, you make these giant flaming boulders. It's really cool because there's no like best in slot for weapons. Like some battle royales, they tend to have like these are just the better weapons, whereas the gauntlets, there are tiers of gauntlets, but they just increase like stat wise. They don't do anything different.
Right.
And so I really like that kind of skill expression. And especially because I used to play this old game called it was like at least 8 years ago, this game called Tribes Ascend. But one of the primary guns shot basically, it was like a rocket launcher. So like you had to lead your targets, and there's a lot of that in Spellbreak, which I really like because you can be there's like two definitive skill sets in Spellbreak: is aiming and moving, kind of like in Apex where like movement is its own type of skill. There's a lot of movement in Spellbreak, especially because so there's no ammo, but you have mana in the game, and using your spell or your auto attacks essentially drain your mana, and it regenerates after a few seconds of not doing anything. But you can also levitate, but levitating takes mana. And so it's like this really interesting resource management in a fight of like, do I levitate to dodge, or like, am I willing to eat this shot so I have more mana to shoot? So it's really fun like that.
That's super cool. It's good to get a little more details on that, because I've been wanting to play that for a while now. I just didn't know anyone else who was.
Yeah,
I've just been watching people, and I'm like, I want to play this.
Like, the tutorial's kind of wonky. It doesn't teach you anything. That's why I think it's best. Like, they do have like a training ground essentially where you can just like mess with all the weapons and all the gear.
Cool.
It's definitely a game where you do the bare minimum to figure out like, okay, I like the feel of these weapons, and now I just jump in.
Okay.
Sick.
But yeah, I'm probably gonna be playing tonight if you guys want to jump on.
Hell yeah.
very cool. I do like the aesthetic a lot.
Because I was watching people play it. I'm like, this is kind of, because people are always like, oh, it has like that Fortnite look. I'm like, it kind of looks better in my opinion, like just slightly.
There's more detail.
Yeah,
to
and
it
I think that's
in
probably why.
Fortnite.
Yeah, it's funny because a couple of our friends are playing Fortnite right now. I was like, huh, funny. I'm not getting on anymore.
I'm done with Fortnite.
They trying to get me with that Marvel event.
That just means you're old.
If
you don't like Fortnite, you're old.
I'm a boomer.
Boomer.
Yeah.
Damn.
Boomer energy.
Oh man.
Just kidding.
Don't. No.
What?
No. I feel older just being on TikTok sometimes. I'm like, this is the worst.
Wait, what? Wouldn't it be because you have TikTok? You're like hip with the kids?
I've hit the part where I've hit the quote unquote millennial TikToks, and I'm like, oh, I relate to this shit. And then it's like, oh, Gen Zers are like, oh, get the fuck off, oldies. I'm like, oh no. Anyway,
we're all
generational humor.
Oh man,
but
good shit.
Yeah. Besides that, some Final Fantasy 14 on the side. I've been kind of busy because I started a new job, so it's been a little slow in terms of what I've been playing.
Yeah. Are you guys doing Heavenly Sword stuff, or are you just doing the in between?
We're in between. We're close.
Okay.
I think
me and unless our editors played a little more, me and him are about at the same spot.
Okay.
We're at we're like in the middle of a quest line to like the next dungeon.
Oh yeah, because I've only fought another trial dude. I forgot, it was the old dude.
Mm-hmm.
Rama.
Yeah.
Rim. Yeah.
Rama.
Okay. Yeah, we just fought him too.
Oh
Sick.
yeah.
Okay.
I just got on randomly one day. I was like, oh yeah, this is the part of my fight. Okay, I'm getting it off now.
Or wait, no, I'm sorry, because then after that's the. Is he before or after the Leviathan?
He's after Leviathan.
He's after Leviathan.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Then yeah. All right, we're good.
Because I know I got carried in Leviathan.
Dude, some of these I have like no idea what's going on. I'm just a tank, so I'll just pull the aggro and let everyone else deal with everything.
Rama, whatever his name is. I had no idea what the fuck was going on.
Yeah, I feel like that's.
There's so many particle effects. I was just like, I'm blind, but I'm tanking, so I'm doing my job.
There's moments where I'm like, my health is low. Why?
It's like it's the problem of like maybe we're just not doing our due diligence and like learning the fight.
Maybe.
But 100%. I had no idea what was going on because
I feel like
there's like a mechanic in that fight where you can get tethered and you have to do a specific thing to break the tether.
Yeah,
and I just didn't know.
Yeah,
and I was playing with another tank who had like the gold crown, which means they're like like a mentor or something like that.
Right.
And so after the fight, he was laughing like, "Hey, you know about the mechanic, right?" And I was like, "I have no idea what's happening." He's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, you just need to do that." And I was like, "Oh, okay." You pick up these 3 things, you clear the tether.
Oh,
because like
I never got tethered.
Otherwise, like I was just watching my health. Like I hope the healers aren't mad at me.
That's probably what was happening.
I'm like consistently just at like half health or below.
Yeah, that was me. Because I also got tethered, and I was like, "What do I do?" I'm assuming we have to do something, but what do I do? But I was like too scared to type, because I was like, "What if I die?" Like while I
can't
focusing
stop
on
to do
mashing
anything.
your abilities.
Yeah.
But like definitely once we get to like the extreme or the savage level, I'm gonna do my research. But
yeah,
I feel like even with like story based stuff, like I should be fine. Because I'm not super worried.
Because I know some of the other guys were like, "Hey, once you actually get extreme stuff, let us know. We'll get you the mounts." I was like, "Oh fuck yeah, let's go."
Is that what all do you get from extremes? Is it just mounts, or is there like more stuff too?
I have no idea. They just keep saying like mounts are one of the drops, and I'm like, "Oh okay."
Mounts, and I think there is like a tier of loot that's like high.
Yeah.
Oh okay, cool. I'm into it.
But yeah, it's been pretty slow. I don't know if you guys have anything else. I was just gonna jump into the next thing.
Next thing.
Yeah, I think that's
thing.
The next.
We tapped out.
Do the thing.
Which is talking about. There's a lot of stuff to talk about, and that's kind of the main topic. we're talking about Ubisoft specifically, but outside of Ubisoft, there are
A
lot of things to talk about.
Just a little.
You guys go first. Because my thing, I'm going to nerd out for a while. So everybody should get their due airtime before I nerd out.
On just Ubisoft?
No. Just like any other cool things.
Our daily things. Gotcha.
Daily things.
Oh shoot! You go first, Harrison, because I had one, but it's gonna take me a second to remember.
Okay. I mean, my thing was just more Xbox, or it was funny how it happened because Xbox, I think Xbox Series S has been like rumored for so long because we're like, oh, it's gonna happen. Just depends on when they're gonna drop. So they finally dropped it because it got leaked with the price, which was $300, which I think is a pretty.
That's a good deal.
That's a good deal for what it can do. Like for the machine itself, I'm like, wow, you can do a lot. Holy shit! If I will say if I wasn't a PC gamer, like I would probably get that like in a heartbeat because I'm like $300, sure. Actually,
yeah, like if you're wanting a console, like 300 is a really good deal.
I can see it to where I can see like on holiday sales, a lot of people are gonna go out and get it because most time. I imagine a lot of people that play Xbox are probably like guys that are probably just playing. That's probably their daily like driver to like play games, and it's not like like they can play like whatever game, like because Xbox doesn't really have any first party stuff that people are super hyped about besides like Halo. What else? Fable. I mean, I guess immediate stuff is probably just Halo, but that's even delayed. But I still think 300 is still a very good price because it could still do 1440p.
That's basically the price of a Switch.
Yeah, no, it pretty much is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it can do that to 120 frames per second if anyone cares for that. I mean, and at the end of the day, it's gonna look really good in comparison to like Xbox One. So I think that's really cool. And I think I don't remember if the price for the Series X was a thing, but they also announced 500. I think that's official now, not rumored. I don't remember, but
it's the most official thing we've heard at least.
Yeah. So at this point, I'm like, all right, cool. And while everyone online is like, all right, PS5, please tell us something. Even though, I mean, it's just funny to see like how long they're waiting. I guess it's kind of weird, but I think it's also just kind of like a factor of Sony's not worried at all.
This whole year for gaming has been pretty weird.
Okay, that's true.
So I give them the benefit of the doubt, but yeah, like I feel like Sony as well isn't super worried about pricing and all that.
Yeah, but that, and then it kind of goes in hand because I think what the Series S will be is mostly like a Game Pass machine. I think that's what most people are gonna be like. Oh, I want to play I want to use Game Pass, but don't want to spend $500 for it. Because for me, if it were me, I'd spend $300 just to do that. Because I think that's not a bad deal. And I guess speaking of adding to the Game Pass, EA got added onto their thing. Their All Access also got added to the Game Pass membership.
Yes.
So it's gonna be. I think that's pretty cool because I was itching to play like, I think. Not Mass Effect. It was I think Inquisition, just because the thing got announced. So if that gets included, cool. I'll have it on PC. But other than, I think it's just cool. Like it's just cool to have access to all that stuff. It's like becoming the Netflix hardcore for gamers.
The Netflix for games.
It really is though. But yeah, that's all I got.
Ian, what do you got?
Dude, I had a thing and now it's just gone.
You're just blanking?
I'm just blanking. I guess there've been like a couple of games that I've been interested in that came out. I know everybody who's like super RTS boys, the boys and girls, Crusader Kings 3.
Oh, yeah, I have that installed.
That happened.
I have that installed.
Oh, really? Damn.
It's on Game Pass. So
oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's on
I should actually look at that.
I have it installed just because I'm like, oh, cool, I have it. I'll open it.
Dude, that game's wildin'.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, I've got a friend who really likes Crusader Kings, and he'll tell me stories about what's going on. It's just like, yeah, that sounds about right for just like how much I know of the game. Like, yep, it's crazy.
Yeah. It's like I was watching this like exploit dude play it, and he's just like, here's my plan. And I was like, oh man, here we go.
Like
This is gonna be exciting.
It just reminds me of like a medieval RimWorld and just how ridiculous the game will get sometimes.
It was so hard to explain to my girlfriend about it too, because I'm like, it's kind of strategy, but it's not exactly art. It's not like exactly like an RTS like StarCraft, but it's more like, it felt more RPG, I guess.
It's kind of like a
It was
Civilization
like,
type
Civilization, yeah. I think
Yeah.
that would have been actually, she probably wouldn't even know. But yeah, so I was just trying to explain it, because even then I'm like, what is this game again? It's kind of fucking wild.
It's kind of crazy. Yeah, that came out, and then because I like weird games with cool styles, The Unfinished Swan was also a game that came out that
I saw that title. What is that?
looked really cool.
I saw it pop up on Steam, yeah. What's up?
It's like one of those like indie puzzle games. From all I saw was like the trailer and a little bit of them like talking about it, but wait, was this wasn't in the forward, was it?
No, I don't know.
Okay.
Actually, I have no idea.
I don't think so. Maybe it is. Maybe I'm just crazy.
So.
Okay. Well, anyways, it's like a puzzle-y indie adventure kind of game. But it looks like it's on Steam right now. But it looks like, from what I've seen and heard about it, they like use color a lot to like interact with the world. So I'm really like interested to see how that works. Yeah. Because you see like, in the thing, it's like this like almost like blank white city with like black windows and stuff that are like accented and shadowed, and then you like, it looks like the things that you can interact with are all like colored and stuff. So I'm curious, and I just really like puzzle games.
Oh, these are the guys that also made Edith Finch? Is that what it is?
Yes.
Oh.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Donut County. Oh, in Florida. Oh, wow. Okay. That's why the title looks so familiar. It's like the same aesthetic.
Mm-hmm. What Remains of Edith Finch? Yeah, so if it's, I'm assuming it's going to be at least similar-ish. That kind of like indie puzzle style kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
this is cool.
Yeah. All right, Luke. Hit us with the nerdgasms.
Completely unrelated to gaming. They finally dropped the Dune trailer.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I was going to talk about.
I was thinking maybe it's Dune. Cause,
I had a feeling that you were going to
talk about Dune. I know Ian at least knows of Dune.
Uh-huh. Yep. That was it. Well, yeah, go ahead.
I don't even know where to start.
Gonna know.
So,
that's where you're gonna
Dude,
start.
like I read Dune, I want to say like 8 or 10 years ago. Like it's been a hot minute.
It's it's been out for a while.
But I like it cannot be stated enough how much of a keystone Dune was for sci-fi.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like, because I'm pretty sure it was before Star Wars. I'm gonna fact check myself just so I don't sound like a crazy person.
1965.
Yeah, so 1965 for that, 1977 for A New Hope.
Mm-hmm.
Like Dune was the space opera that came out.
Mm-hmm.
And
dude, it's
kind of like what Lord of the Rings did for fantasy fiction, Dune did sci-fi. And I remember like when I first read it as a kid, I was like, oh cool, these crazy desert nomads and their worm god. That's really cool. And then I remember, because I've read more of the books than just Dune, I remember just like, wait, things are getting like really weird now. Like it's getting really political, and there's these weird like, this is the moral of the story, but it's not really the moral. Just like my like high school brain just couldn't comprehend it. And I remember talking to one of my college professors about Dune, because he had been around for a while, and like he kind of was there when sci-fi became a thing. He was like, yeah, Dune is just ridiculous. And outside of just the movie itself, that film cast is stacked beyond belief.
That's
It's insane.
what I wanted to say.
It
too.
is
Yeah.
disgustingly stacked.
Yeah.
Oh man.
God. I mean, they're all like, just like great actors. Oh my God. You got Zendaya. You got
Yeah, so you have
Jason Momoa.
Zendaya, who most people will know from the Marvel Spider-Man Far From Home. And she was also in Homecoming.
Or the Disney Channel series.
I was gonna say, yeah.
I'm just kidding.
And yeah, the Disney Channel series.
But yeah.
You've got Timothée Chalamet, who, I don't know, did you guys ever watch The King on Netflix?
No.
I did not.
Okay.
I've heard it's
Watch
good,
it.
though.
He's in it, so is Robert Pattinson, and it's great.
Oh, sick.
They've got Oscar Isaac, Jason Momoa, Dave Bautista, Stellan Skarsgård, Javier Bardem, Josh Brolin. Like it is like it's like what's happening? And then they
Where did all
have
these people
Denis
come from?
Villeneuve. I don't even know how to pronounce his name. Denis
I think
Villeneuve,
that was close. Yeah.
who, as a director, you could argue like, yeah, he's had some like some of his movies aren't great, but like all of his movies, in my opinion, or all of his movies, I've absolutely loved. He did Sicario, which was the first one I saw, and I really liked Sicario. He did Arrival, and he did Blade Runner 2049, or like his three most recent ones.
Oh,
And he did Prisoners in 2013, and I think it's like Incendies, or I don't know how to pronounce it. It's a 2010 film, Incendies, but I think most people would recognize Arrival and Blade Runner 2049. And I talked about this a while ago. I don't remember the context, but Dennis himself said like Dune is like that is the pipe dream. This is like that's what I want. That's the passion project. And anytime a director or a video game designer or anybody in any form of art is like, this is my passion, I'm like, it's gonna be good. I'm ready.
Dude,
did you guys see the trailer?
The acting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was watching.
Sorry, go ahead.
A lot
Ian.
of reactions.
Something about the it just like struck me, and I mean, like nowadays it's probably in every movie, but I was just watching the trailer and I was like, why is everybody so good? Like everybody's handsome as fuck. Everybody's gorgeous.
No, you're right.
What happened?
Well, they're
right.
supposed to be. They're
It's
except for Harkonnen. That guy's a disgusting pig man.
dude. I don't know, man.
But yeah,
I might want to bone down with that pig man.
that is kind of funny because the Freemen aren't necessarily supposed to be like super attractive, but you've got Zendaya and I think Javier Bardem is also a Freeman. It's like, why do you have these gorgeous people playing these just desert worm people? But yeah, like Momoa
It's great.
and Brolin looked great in the trailer.
Yeah.
But
God,
oh man, I cannot wait.
you just kind of like it was one of those things where I saw the trailer and then I like hopped online. Well, I guess I was already online since I saw the trailer, but you just like on my like social media and stuff, like all the nerds just come out. It's just like everybody like raises their little nerd flag and is like, yeah.
Which, it makes me so happy because like Dune, it is the Lord of the Rings of sci-fi in my opinion. Like it is such a keystone moment in that genre. Like the prequels were kind of not great. I remember reading them when I was younger, like, oh, it's so cool, but it was just cool. It wasn't good. But like the original Dune was just like, all right, I can tell like this is gonna be a while for me to like digest and like really appreciate.
I didn't know there were prequels. I need to.
They were written by I think his son. His son, and I think they had another partner who like also did part of the writing or something. But the tone is decidedly different.
Oh, okay.
Because
Interesting.
wasn't there a movie? Didn't they have another movie adaptation?
Yeah, they had
Dune?
the 1984 Dune,
Okay.
and then I think they had a Dune miniseries on. I want to say it was on Sci-Fi.
Yeah, I think it was sci-fi.
They had
That would make sense.
what is his? Is it James? Who played the young Professor X?
James McAvoy.
James McAvoy. He was in the miniseries,
Oh, okay.
which I think was I think it was 2005.
Oh, wow.
And then yeah, they had the 1984 movie
Okay.
by David Lynch. I don't know if you guys know a lot of his work.
Yeah.
I guess you would, Ian. You're kind of the film person. But yeah, they've had 2 different adaptations, and then they've had like video games. But this is like we have the technology now
Yeah.
to
Mhm.
do Dune. It's like to give Dune justice, and especially like let's just have one of the greatest film casts ever assembled, and just put him into this super ambitious movie. Like, yeah,
All
I'm down.
stars. Me down.
Yeah. As a person that has like no idea anything about Dune, it looks pretty dope. Because I was watching a lot of because a lot of people, a lot of social media people I follow were like doing their reactions or like discussions about it. I was like, oh, this sounds cool. So I'm pretty hyped.
yeah.
that'd be
I
cool.
was nerding out.
I completely forgot. Was it December 3rd, or is that a different thing that I'm remembering?
For
Is
what?
this did they have a release
December
date?
18th.
Yeah, December 18th, which makes me sad.
Woo.
I don't think theaters will be safe enough to go then.
Maybe they'll just like upload it somewhere.
Maybe. I mean, maybe I'll just like. This is gonna be a random tangent. At my work office, we basically have an auditorium. So maybe I'll just like, hey, I'm gonna stop by the office for like 2 hours and watch Dune. Just casual. But yeah, that's because the trailer dropped, I think, 2 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It was either yesterday or the day before, and that's all I want to talk about. If you haven't seen the trailer, see it. If you've already read Dune, you know what's happening. Or maybe if you don't care too much, watch the trailer, because the trailer is really cool.
It's really cool.
But
Oh yeah,
I'm so excited.
yeah, dude, and like, even if you haven't like read anything, like, it just looks.
No,
cool.
it just
like
looks
it
dope.
just looks great.
It's so
yeah.
interesting. Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I have no idea what's going on, but I'm really interested because it looks cool.
Yeah, like
That's awesome.
especially because
great.
it's so separate from a lot of, I guess, current or mainstream Hollywood. Like Tenet released, but Tenet, even though it has like some really wonky stuff, it's like, this is Earth. And then Dune is like, welcome to Arrakis, where it's just a giant desert and people have these really funky suits and nothing looks like anything. Like, I want that escapism. Take me away from this life right now.
I feel that. Good COVID movie.
Oh, I cannot wait for Dune.
Agreed.
Anyway, enough nerding out. I'm going to reel in my enthusiasm to low levels while we go to our main topic, which is about the Ubisoft Forward, which happened today. I know, like, we all watched all of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
watched it.
Well, I didn't watch the after show.
It's fine.
but-
Neither did I.
Yeah.
I was there for most of the pre-show and for the main show.
Can I just say right off the bat, I think it's really weird to have a pre-show that's. I don't know. I just felt like it was very. I don't know anything about putting on a show or anything, but I feel like it's really weird to have a pre-show that's like an hour, and then your actual show is like 30 minutes, and then you have an after show. It's like, wait, what?
I think, well, I
But
mean,
whatever.
the pre-show is kind of like, I think it's more like, I think it's just because it's like the online environment. So it's like, just let people, it's kind of like, you let people get in, sit down, get ready to watch.
Yeah, get them settled.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess.
And I mean,
Yeah.
like, it lets like
Maybe
people
I'm
just chill in there, like
too
start talking
judgy.
about stuff, get hyped about stuff. Or
That-
get
oh.
toxic about stuff. No, that's what I'm just
Yeah,
trying to
I was
say.
gonna say that's
Be-
The idea.
Everybody
I mean,
just,
Incredibly
like-
toxic in the chat.
But
God.
from what I understand, like most of the time, like you actually have to like for the people actually doing the show, you have to actually prep. So it gives them time to like get ready.
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
So,
and it does give them time to like show off more than probably what they're time slotted for in their main show.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
this is something we're working on right now. We just want to do a teaser or something small. Like, I mean, because I think they kicked it off with Just Dance. And like most people know Just Dance. It doesn't need to be in the main show.
Yeah.
But Just Dance is such a huge franchise for them. So like,
Yeah.
kind of,
Yeah.
it deserves a
Yeah.
spot anyway.
'Cause people love that game. I just remember like turning it on when they were doing like Brawlhalla
same.
matches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I look at the chat and people were just like vomiting venom onto their keyboard, and I was like, I'm just gonna leave until later.
Full screen all of that.
Yep. I full screen the entire time because I was
Yeah.
like, fuck this.
I mean,
Yeah.
really, I guess like going over the pre-show, the only thing that was like cool to me, and it's mainly because I've played the game, is Division 2.
Yes,
We joke because a long time ago, we're like, what if we did something like this? And they finally announced like, hey, here's a new game mode where you just go up you go up a skyscraper. Like, cool, they did it.
Mm-hmm.
They do.
You have done what we've requested. Thank you, Ubisoft.
Yeah, no, I'm like so hyped about it. Like I am playing that.
That's such a cool
100%.
idea. Like, just
Yeah,
it's a nice.
because with Division
I-
1, when they had their survival mechanic,
Mhm.
that was such a big revival for the fans because it was just a new fun game mode. I feel like that's going to be like Summit is going to be the same thing. Because it seems like not only is it kind of like the scaling the skyscraper thing we've wanted, but it fits on that, not even battle royale, just like that randomness.
Yeah.
Because it looks like it's trying to be some sort of roguelike thing.
Mhm.
Because like they even show like, oh, you
Yeah.
die and you have to go back down to the beginning. And so it's one of those
Or
like
like have like checkpoints.
yeah, so it's like the fun of that game mode is progressing and not getting like the end game's not as fun as just, like everybody has garbage gear, but we can just like through the skin of our teeth we pull through.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm definitely gonna come back to Division 2 for that because I haven't played
Should,
it like
we should get
months.
a team together.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
This is.
What was it? It's like 4, right?
Yeah.
That's what they showed.
Yeah,
at
squads of
least.
4
Yeah.
is the
4
standard.
squad.
Oh, do I have to download this game too?
Did you ever get
I
your
thought you had it.
motherboard? Was it your motherboard that had the issue running it, Harrison?
It was
or-
like it's my old CPU. Now I can run it
so
just
you,
fine.
okay, so you got a new one.
Yeah. So it runs
Yeah.
fine now. That was the
Hey.
game that got me to like. That was like, fuck. Do I need to upgrade?
Guess I gotta upgrade.
Yeah.
It's time.
It's time.
Are you still interested in For Honor, Ian? I know we talked about it. It was like something you wanted to try out, but did you ever like
Yeah.
jump into it at all?
No, I still haven't.
Do you have it?
It's yeah, I have it.
Oh.
I have it downloaded
Oh,
too.
dude.
I just haven't tried it out. And one of these days I will try it out soon.
Just stream it.
That might be the plan. Once I get a more stable
Yeah.
situation happening.
Robust internet.
Robust internet.
Robust bandwidth.
But outside of like Division, I was gonna mention For Honor because I know you were interested in it, Ian. There's really
Mhm.
nothing in the pre-show that stood out to me.
Yeah.
Like the VR stuff, I think is cool, but I don't have VR, so I don't particularly care.
Yeah.
Do you guys
Right.
have anything to say for the pre-show?
No, I came in like exactly where Ian came in. Brawlhalla. I was like, all right, cool. Then I like continued working as I just left it on. So
Yeah. Yeah, the only thing I was excited about was the 100 floor tower in Division, and yeah,
yeah.
Okay.
that's about it.
So going to the main show, I don't even know if it's the biggest. There's like 3 things that were relatively big in the main show, but I'm going to start with the Prince of Persia remake.
Oh yeah.
Did you guys play the original Sands of Time? I think you did, Harrison.
nope.
But
I played a bit of it, but it was mostly at like I think it was my cousin's place, so I watched him play, and then I bought it again on Steam later, just to find out it doesn't work, like on my PC. Like
oof.
so my thing was more like I'm excited to hopefully be able to actually play it again because I've been wanting to play it. So I guess we'll see if it works. Cough cough.
We shall see. No, the only Prince of Persia game I played was one for like the 360.
Was it Warrior Within?
No, it was Prince of Persia, right?
Oh, like they're kind of like soft reboot.
Yeah, the soft reboot one.
Yeah. It was weird.
See,
it,
I think I'm in the minority. I enjoyed the Prince of Persia game.
Oh, the quote
Like
unquote
that
reboot?
reboot remaster thing, reimagining.
I liked it too.
I liked it too.
It was just weird.
Mm-hmm.
It like wasn't what I expected. We're talking about the one where it's like it's all just like exploration, and then you have these like specific boss fights.
Yeah,
right?
there's 4
it's like
boss
4
fights,
corners.
and it's you and Elika.
Yep, that's the one.
Yeah. No, it was cool. I love the aesthetic. I love like the exploration. That like it was sick, but it was just not what I expected.
It didn't feel like a Prince of Persia, really.
No, it was pretty much not, and that's probably why it was like so looked down upon.
Yeah, it did not. It was not received very favorably, but
it's kind of a shame because I would have liked to see.
I would have played more
games in that style.
Yeah, like aesthetics, I think absolutely carried the game,
Mm-hmm.
in my opinion. And
go ahead.
I was gonna say it was nice because I played, there was Santa Time I played, Warrior Within, and then there's one more.
Two Thrones.
Two Thrones.
Yeah.
I think I didn't beat Two Thrones. I think I beat the other two.
You beat
But
the other two.
it was really nice playing the new Prince of Persia just because like you had a companion, and it was just like I feel like they nailed the interaction, like the dialogue between them two. I really enjoyed.
Did you play Forgotten Sands? I don't remember if that came after or before Prince of Persia.
No, I never played that one.
I think that was technically the quote unquote 4th installment. I think it's been a while.
Oh wait, maybe I did. They all kind of blend together.
There's like the one that Ian's talking about is like the quote unquote stepchild of like all of them.
Yeah, there's the super cell shaded one, which is Prince of Persia.
Yeah.
I played Sands of Time. Warrior Within was...
It was when he got like the dark... It was like the dark thing, right? Like
I think that was Two Thrones.
That was Two Thrones? No, I thought Two Thrones was when it was... Oh, maybe you're right. I don't remember.
Wait, there's an anime one? Wow.
Wait,
it's been a long time since Prince of Persia's had anything, so I think that's why it was kind of a big deal.
Yeah. Because people have been asking for this. They're like, just give me a Prince of Persia game, or just give me a remake.
It's cool because, like, in terms of like history, Prince of Persia kind of was the ancestor of Assassin's Creed.
It was
because the original Assassin's Creed was supposed to be another Prince of Persia, but they ended up like diverting.
Mm-hmm.
But
I can't find the one that I played.
What's the one you played was Prince. It was called Prince of Persia. All the other ones have like a subtitle to it.
Yeah.
So yours is the one you played was. I remember playing
this. Your best bet is just like Prince
of
of Persia, and then just type in the year it came out because that's
I think this one
the only way you can find it.
2008. Ian, that was the one. I think.
Okay, 2008.
It was the cell shaded one.
Yep, there we go. Yeah. Yeah, that one was.
Because I know,
dude, I wish I could like dress like him in real life. I want to be a.
Dude, don't let anybody stop you.
Yeah, dude, you could just wrap your head. It doesn't matter.
Oh, you know what? I should, dude.
Trendsetter.
Don't let society put you down like that.
Yeah.
You're right. You're so right.
Just cosplay, Ian. No one can
I was so torn though on this announcement because parts of the game looked really pretty, and I was like, I really can't wait because like I really, really liked Sands of Time. It was the one game where back when Blockbuster was a thing, I would try and rent it like all the time because I just love playing it. And so like the environment and the sound is really pretty, but the characters just look like, oh god, this is not current gen.
And then I think my issue with it is I can't tell if they're like remaking it. They say remake, but every time a publisher or like a developer say remake, they always end up they just switched remake versus remaster. So I'm like, are they just putting a skin on top of it, or is this?
I was confused because, like, so it looks, the character models that you're talking about, it looks like they just HD'd, like, an old version. But, like Harrison said, they call it a remake.
But maybe it is.
And if you compare that to, like, Final Fantasy VII,
well, and
a remake.
I guess that's it. Sorry, Luke, we cut you off. What were you going to say?
No. Keep going.
I think the issue now with remakes is our expectation of, like, how much of a remake can it be? Because to me, when you actually compare it, the graphics are way better in comparison.
Oh, yeah.
It's just
100%.
like, in terms of, like, how much do we expect it's like, is it a bottom up remake? Because, like, Crash Bandicoot is, like, technically a bottom up and it looks way better. But then when you look at Kingdoms of Amalur that came out this past week, it was barely a remake. It was a remaster, I guess. Did they say remaster? See, this is the dish. We had an episode on this before.
We've already had this podcast
before, and it's still an issue to where I think this is more of just a remaster. It's because I don't think, because to me, if they change stuff up, sure, it's a remake, but I don't know. I think it's just the buzzword they're trying to get. Because yeah, I agree, Luke. Like, looking at the models, they look iffy. Like, it's off.
Yeah, like parts of the game look really great, and maybe it's like, maybe there's a huge difference between, like, in-game versus maybe a cutscene.
Yeah.
Well, they did say it was alpha.
It did say it was alpha. That is true.
Yeah.
I just saw that.
Caveat.
Yeah. So
some of it just looked so wonky.
Yeah.
So I was, like, really excited, and then I got hit in the face with that, so I'm, like, still on the fence. Although I think they did say it's not a full $60, so, like,
yeah,
I think that gives them a lot of leeway. Like, if it's like I think $30 or $40 game is probably the price range. Like, yeah, I could.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind as much, but it definitely looked like it threw me off because some parts just looked pretty bad.
Yeah, because I think, like, the enemies look kind of weird, but it's like, it's hard because when you look at it, you're like, oh wait, their clothes look way better. It's actually detailed. All the environment looks really good.
Like, the faces look
but then
really bad.
And I think that's just, and I can't tell if that's an aesthetic choice or if that's, like, just...
No, I don't think so.
It looks like polygonal. It's not as bad as, like, maybe it's like PlayStation 2 early era.
No,
maybe?
This is better than PlayStation 2. I think this is like 360.
Okay.
I think this is like 360 PS3 era.
Yeah, that might be it.
I would say
it's
that.
like
like this is some 360.
I would say tail end 360, early, like, very early, like, badly ported Xbox One, PS4.
Really?
I would put it earlier.
I would, because I'm looking at, like, the clothes and all that. I'm like, all right, it looks pretty good, and the lighting.
Yeah,
looks
it's like that's what, like, the clothes on a person look good, great. But then the face on the person is just like, oh. Like, I just, like, half the art team was working on this thing, and half the art team was, like, working on something else, and they just didn't have the time to finish the character model. Like, no, we got to finish these, because, like, I'm willing to admit the game looks really good on some parts, but I feel like I'm repeating myself. Some parts just look really weird
because I can tell, like, you want it to be good, but it's also like it's just I see what you mean. That, like, the faces are still off. Yeah. But I also can kind of, like, just looking at I can't tell if it's like, if they have to do any more, this would probably be a legitimate remake.
Right, yeah.
But yes, it is still an alpha, but also I think my brother was talking about, he's like, yeah, this was like a different team. It's not like Ubisoft.
Yeah,
proper.
it's, I heard the rumor is that it's like a new studio within Ubisoft. So
that's
maybe that's why. So
I mean, because I don't.
Hey, I mean,
I don't think they've ever remade a game. Actually, no, they have Assassin's Creed, but that was more of a actually no, those were remasters. This is their first quote unquote remake. So I guess we'll see.
Yeah. Hey, if it's like,
but
if it's like $30,
I mean, honestly, I'll probably still get it because like I said, the game game on Steam won't play. So, and I don't feel like looking into how to fix it. So.
And I mean, they use like mocap for
they did
all the
You're right.
interactions and stuff, so that'll look good.
Never mind, they did. So that is a remake. Oh fuck. Okay.
Yeah.
So much weird terminology.
I hate this.
It could be maybe they just like I might be throwing out some terminology that I have no idea what it means, but they maybe like took the character models and like up-res them and then like took out their original interactions and stuff and just put in the mocap for it.
Probably. I mean, I completely. I forgot. I do remember them like showing mocap. So, yeah. Who knows? I'm just curious if the gameplay will be the same. Like all like the like how much it will change. But. Yeah. I think the core of it, like the time, like the sands, using the sands and all that.
Yeah, like the time rewind and the kind of combo-based combat.
Yeah, but I'm just wondering if like it'll feel. This is where I'm like, I wonder if how it feels to play because I remember playing the first one, like the Sands of Time, and it was like, it felt. I mean, it was like a product, like it was definitely like at the time, game. It was a game. Yeah, that's what I was like. When was this? Yeah, GameCube, PlayStation 2, and yeah, it felt like that. So I'm just curious how much they'll change with this new remake.
Yeah,
I'm like cautiously hyped.
Yeah. Speaking of cautiously hyped,
what's next? Is it I got ants in my pants and I need to dance? Is it that one?
Scott Pilgrim.
Oh, never mind.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, what?
Listen, there's a game that came on, and that was their soundtrack, right? They made a really strong choice.
Yeah, they made a choice.
Great.
Wait, which one was this?
Well, let's.
Yeah, you want to talk about soundtrack though? I'm really excited for Scott
Pilgrim.
It's funny. Scott Pilgrim also has like a really weird history in that game because. It was originally, I think it was originally on the Xbox 360 like live arcade.
Yep. Yeah.
But there were like three conflicting copyrights on Scott Pilgrim's IP, so they had to delist it. And because it was, I think between the original author, I think there was like the soundtrack because Anamanaguchi did a lot of the soundtrack, so they had like a weird thing. And I want to say it was the movie studio also had a weird conflicting thing.
Wild.
But
yeah.
They finally, I guess things got settled. I think they even said like the 10-year anniversary.
Yeah.
What's up, Ian? Go ahead.
Could I have like sold my Xbox 360 that had that game on it?
Probably.
For like
probably
tons of money.
Probably not tons of money. Probably
but you'll get money.
Dang.
But
it's gone.
Yeah,
it's fine.
It's 10-year anniversary. They announced it. I'm excited mainly for me because one, I really liked the I like the movie, but I have this weird thing against Michael Cera where I just don't like him.
That was he was
I forgot. He was Scott Pilgrim.
He was there. Shit. He looks nothing like the comic character.
Yeah, I remember reading.
There's like a
that was also a weirdly weird cast of people in that movie.
Yeah, because
Michael Cera, Chris Evans, Aubrey Plaza, Bryce Dallas Howard, Anna Kendrick.
Yeah, that was wild.
It's a weird movie, but
that was during the like Michael Cera era.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like a stint
that
of movies.
and Juno, a few other movies. But I'm excited.
Pretty excited. Yeah, I get this again.
It's like it's one of those. If you really like arcadey side scroller beat 'em ups, then you probably want to get it because,
which
I mean, I really loved Castle Crashers.
We sunk so much time into
that.
Man,
you had the legitimate OG arcade Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the X-Men stuff.
Battletoads came out recently.
Battletoads, yeah, but
Streets of Rage 4.
Like, it kind of has like the all-encompassing package of like Luke will really like this because I really like Anamanaguchi, I really like Scott Pilgrim, and like the aesthetic of the game. I can't remember who the animator is, but he has a really famous video on YouTube that I just really enjoy watching. It's like 4 billion, 100 billion% power or something. And it's this like crazy over the top LSD trip of a music video. And I know he did a lot of the animations for the game. And I just really like his work.
Mm-hmm.
And they're putting like 2 new characters, right?
Yeah, you get Knives Chow and Wallace I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
Wells.
So yeah, so it's like some fun little
That's
bonus
cool.
stuff. Like I think it's just a fun game to buy. You just play on, like, you beat it in a weekend. You just drink and have fun.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, you kind of need that. I was talking to some other people today where so many games are like, hey, this is a 60-hour investment. This is
Yeah.
40, 50. It's like, yeah, those are fun, but like, I could kind of just use like a really short game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could use like a 10-hour romp.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Agreed.
because my girlfriend and I, we played, oh God, I just forgot the game. It's the game where you're two guys and you're trying to break out of jail.
Oh.
A Way Out.
Way Out.
Yes.
Yeah, like we played Way Out and we beat it in like an afternoon, but it was really fun. That's probably gonna be Scott Pilgrim for us. It's just like we just spend a day
yeah.
playing and having fun.
Oh yeah, you guys can play multiplayer. That'll be so cool.
It has couch co-op. What a crazy feature to include in 2020. Couch co-op.
Yeah. Especially now.
Especially
yeah.
now. Jesus.
Yeah, if only Crystal Chronicles had couch co-op. It's a damn shame.
Feels bad.
Damn shame. What is this ants in your pants thing you want to talk about?
Yeah,
because
which
I'm
one's
I'm
that?
fixating on it.
Which one was that?
That was just the lake. I forget the name. It's the Greek one.
Oh, that's what it was?
Immortals Phoenix Rising.
There you go. Yeah,
Ah.
dude. If you go back and watch the live stream or whatever, that's the song that played during the trailer.
I don't know.
It's like, I got ants in my pants and I need to day. What? It was definitely more like funky than I'm giving it credit for, but then I can do justice
Let me
to.
start off because I think Immortals is kind of the other big thing we want to talk about. Do you guys prefer Immortals Phoenix Rising or Gods and Monsters as the title? Just random thing to ask.
Man,
Was that their like
Gods
previous
and
one?
The
Monsters were
original the original title was Gods and Monsters, and they changed it to Immortals Phoenix Rising.
bro, just take off Immortals. Like, I think the new title is kind of long. It's kind of weird. Like, you could even just say Phoenix Rising. I'll take it.
Yeah, Phoenix Rising would be fine.
But Immortal
Phoenix,
Rising is like,
but yeah, it's so much.
or Immortal Phoenix. It's just, it gets the point across. But yeah, if anything, I thought Gods and Monsters was fine, but maybe they had some issues with like
Licensing.
licensing,
Copyright or
they had
trademark.
copyright or something.
Yeah. Because
True.
they didn't
Who
say
knows?
place. I don't remember them saying placeholder, but yeah. I mean,
Yeah, I think the title is a little long. I agree.
yeah, but
What did you guys think though? Just of the demo and all that, the gameplay.
Ian,
Oh, I was okay. Yeah, I'll go.
Yeah.
It looks interesting. Like I don't know if I'll play it. I'll probably have to see a little bit more to make a decision, just because I don't think it's my game. But it looked cool. It looked really well done. The art style is very stylized.
Yep.
And it definitely seems like they know what not that they know what they're doing, although I'm sure they do. They definitely like have a direction.
they know what,
They're
yeah,
like-
they know what they're about.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So they're saying it should be like really like lighthearted fun, so I'm assuming it's gonna be like pretty entertaining. Yeah, I think it looks really cool. I think a lot of people were comparing it to Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
And I could see that, especially like the more they talked about how you like go into like these other realms and then you get like power-ups and stuff like that. But I don't know. I mean, hey, if you do it well, it's not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah.
Harrison?
I'm interested because one, I just like Greek mythology, so I think sure, give it to me. Why not? Yeah, I think it's kind of. I can see why people think it's kind of like Breath of the Wild because I can see how you just have the exploration. You could just kind of go wherever you want on that. I guess I kind of, and I think the story, like how they're gonna tell it's just kind of funny. I like how it's somewhat lighthearted. It feels like for people that want more Odyssey, they have this, I guess, kind of, maybe. I don't know. Like, that's also the idea I got. I was like, oh, if you really like Greek mythology, you could just jump into here. And if you just want to like, I guess like, yeah, just explore, just trying to like, I still am trying to get like the story. I kind of got it, but also it's just like, oh, okay. I guess it just kind of depends on, because to me, it's like, I can play Assassin's Creed because at least I'm interested in the story too, because that's a big driver. And I think that's what also helped with Zelda. It was like, oh, there's a mystery to it. While here, it's like, it feels like they do have a story, so I kind of want to know what's going on. Yeah. So I don't know. I guess well, I want to see more. Like, but watching the gameplay and stuff, I'm like, all right, that looks cool. It's kind of like you get to. It's all to me. It's also kind of like more like Breath of the Wild too, because you can get certain equipment to like travel or like fight with in a sense. So,
although it does seem like Luke, this one doesn't look to have any equipment durability. Wink, wink.
Which
nudge, nudge.
Might be the reason I'm at least a little interested.
Oh heck yeah.
My thoughts on Immortals Rising Phoenix. I'm gonna have to say the full title, or else I'm just gonna go insane. You guys mentioned before like Breath of the Wild, and I think that's fine. I think it's good that people are willing to try and, I guess, emulate, in a positive light, emulate Breath of the Wild. And yeah, you talked about weapon durability, and I would be really happy if there is no weapon durability and it's just like the weapons you have are permanent. Because they do kind of hint like, oh, Phoenix has these like 3 or 4 legendary weapons she uses. I think the big thing for me about Immortal Rising Phoenix is that after watching the trailer and the gameplay, it's just it's like the final straw of open world action adventure game for me, of like, I just don't want to play it on principle. Because it's basically Breath of the Wild meets Assassin's Creed Odyssey with like a tiny little bit of Hades, just like for flavor. But both Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Breath of the Wild, I just like, I don't think I want to even play, because I don't want to play an open world game like that anymore.
Yeah, which I mean is fine.
Yeah, like that's kind of where I'm coming from. It looks really pretty. I do really like the aesthetic. I'd be interested to see. God, can you imagine if first they emulate Breath of the Wild and then they emulate God of War, where they go to like the Nordic pantheon with Phoenix? Ubisoft just kind of does like, we're taking everybody else's games and doing our own spin with it.
That'd be fun.
I mean, that's the
I
idea.
honestly wouldn't be surprised if they did that.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was my idea with like the weapons they're talking about. I was like, oh, it's kind of like how God of War was before, where you picked up certain things from other gods. I'm like, all right, that's cool. I like that. So I'm like, all right, give me more of that. Fuck it, why not?
Yeah, like the progression looks fun and interesting, but just the gameplay itself, I'm just like, I don't. I'm not strong enough to go through it again. Because they talk about the gameplay like, oh, we're in I do really like, thematically, the world is kind of separated by gods.
Yep.
What they're talking about, like, oh, we're in Hephaestus' land. We got to go restart the forge, and you can see on the map, like, go to this event, which is basically a Breath of the Wild shrine, and then do this little thing, and you get a thing. It's just like, oh no.
Yeah.
I don't. Like, I honestly think Ghost of Tsushima I'm gonna play, because I said I wanted to, and then
you probably play that. You probably just play that straight through, and you won't.
Yeah,
do any
and
side
like
stuff.
after that, I'm like, I think I'm done with open world games for a very, very long time.
That completionist mentality is coming back to bite you.
Completionist, but also like the games that are open world just aren't engaging to me anymore. If that makes any sense.
No, for me, no. But no, I get. Actually, no, I get it. Because I think with open world, it's just kind of more the hook is always just, oh, you have choice to, quote unquote choice, or you get to free roam. I think that's the main hook all the time.
So, for me, it's like, I found open world games tend to do a little bit of everything.
Mm-hmm.
And the things they do are never to a level of intensity or quality that like I enjoy. Like combat, I've always found combat to be really boring in open world games because I'm used to playing some very, very tight, mechanically intensive like fighting games or just games with combat.
So, Dark Souls, yeah.
Effectively like Dark Souls.
Yeah.
And then they'll try and do an exploration, and they do tend to do exploration well, but I've played other games where the sense of exploration is a lot more satisfying to me. I can't really think of an example right now, so it makes me sound crazy, but that's what I'm thinking. It's just like the games are very broad, and like there's a lot of appeal in that, but I think at just this point in my life, I want a very like focused game.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you talking about the
I mean, yeah.
maybe I'm wrong, but talking about the sense of exploration thing, like Dark Souls is very pseudo linear.
Yeah.
But like this, you still get like a sense of exploration because there are some different routes you can go on, and then they have like great like panning shots of things, so you get that like, oh, what's over there? Oh, I get to go over all the way over to that castle in the distance kind of thing. You actually will like loop back around and then see like, oh, I was there, now I'm here kind of thing. So even though it's like linear-ish, you still get that like, I guess to me at least, you get like an open world feel from it. Maybe that's like an example of what you were thinking of.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from, and you're like on the right path.
Yeah.
I definitely think like based on the aesthetic and kind of the design they're going for, my girlfriend might be interested, so maybe like she'll play it and I'll just watch.
Mm-hmm.
But, ooh.
Dude, if they have that same soundtrack while you're playing the game, I'll be over dancing just in the background while she's playing. I'll just be dancing in my pants.
Ants in your pants.
It'll be great.
I think it's really funny. They announced a free playable demo on Stadia.
Yeah, I was like, oh man.
I wonder.
No, I didn't.
I wonder if that's gonna work.
No, it won't. But
that's what I'm thinking.
I really think that's just like, oh shit, we've already contracted ourselves with Stadia. This is just our quota.
I feel like Ubisoft doesn't even care because they got paid from Stadia. But the people in Stadia are just like, please, we need something.
Google, please help us.
We need anything to get people to get Stadia.
Yeah, no. Good luck. Man.
I thought that was funny. But
no, I think that was hilarious.
I guess bouncing off, are you guys going to try and play the demo or no?
I don't, no. I won't do that.
No.
But, like,
yes.
I don't want to, like, I'm not trying to come off as rude, but the guy who was talking at Stadia, his hands, what he was doing with them bothered me so much. He kept like it was almost like he had to have his fingertips touching. He couldn't have them interlaced, and every time he did, he was like, "Oh shoot, I gotta have them touch again." I was like, "What's happening? What's happening with your fingers?"
He's just in a time loop. If he doesn't have them touch, the world just ends.
Dang.
If he lets them go, Stadia 2 gets released.
Oh, is it like the whole like finger, like you just move? Yeah.
Yeah. And that's very like presentational thing. Kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
funny because that's a business thing. Like we've
100%.
Yeah.
It's just. I mean, everybody does it. Everybody has their own like style.
Move. That's a move.
Yeah.
In presentation, I was like, all right, I ain't doing that. But yeah.
We talked to Garrett about that. He'd be like, yeah, it's a page 4, subchapter 6 of the business handbook.
This is the Riedelman technique. Yeah. You can see this other guy doing the steward technique.
I'm a fan of the finger on the chin, Schlotsky technique. It's like, I see. But yeah, no, I now that you mentioned, I'm like, he did do that a lot.
Yeah, that's like his. Phil Harrison always does that. I'm just funny. Like, every time he talks, I'm like, all right.
Oh, does he? Oh,
that's just his thing.
That's fun.
Like, it's just fun to see people present. I'm like, all right, they have a thing, so we'll see.
Yeah, it's like just like subconscious or unconscious tics they have.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure, like, God, that's got to be like nerve-wracking.
I mean, I just put my hands together, but I don't do the finger thing. I'm just all right. That's
like, especially because like you're there for Stata, and you probably know no one cares.
Yeah,
Man.
dude, I want to like present something and just be doing like shouting gun up in there.
But like you're talking like normal, and you're like a serious talk, but like your hands are like actually.
My hands are like
Just going light
going
speed.
90 miles an hour. Like,
Then at one point you finish it, and one person ducks, and you're like, I see you.
You need to train yourself, like they do in Japan, for whatever stupid reason. There's like a style of math where they teach kids how to like use an imaginary abacus to do like really huge number calculations. You need to teach yourself to do that, but doing like Naruto hand signs.
yeah, there you go.
And so like
Oh my
you're
God.
trying to like you're giving someone their change, like, oh, how much is that? You just stop, put everything down, you just do like 3 seconds, just like ninjutsu hands. You're like, oh, that's 67 cents back. And they're just like, what's happening?
They should have put me in a straitjacket immediately.
No, then you just Naruto run out of that.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Unstoppable.
all the way to Area 51.
Anyway, there's a bunch of other stuff that happened. Stuff that makes me sad.
Oh.
Wait,
No,
what?
the-
The Sam Fisher,
the Rainbow
in
Six.
Siege.
Oh.
Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah.
It sucks as I'm like,
so Siege I think is cool. I've never played Siege. There was a point in time where I wanted to play Siege.
I
but-
still kind of wanna.
Yes, I do too, but I think I'm okay with just like, yeah, I think it's like a cool game.
Yeah, same.
But I am a diehard Splinter Cell fan. And they're just like twisting the knife. Like, here's Sam Fisher in yet another game where he's not the main character.
It's just not even that. It's just not Splinter Cell at this
And
point.
yeah, he's a cool operator guy, and he just happens to have a pair of green night vision goggles. Like, nothing about him is Rainbow Six, and it just makes me really sad.
Yeah.
Mm.
Otherwise, it was really cool to see it, and it's always I used to have like this thing of like, oh, they're dropping him a lot in a lot of random games. I wonder if this is leading up to something.
Yeah, the teaser
But
for
This was like the last nail in the coffin where I'm like, all right, that's it. Like
Like,
he's just literally the glorified. Like,
I just
cameo.
don't think Ubisoft knows what to do with Sam Fisher anymore. So
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
cameo, because like
Conviction was the one where he was like, it was like, I think that had a lot of backlash. Remember, from like comparatively to all the other ones. And then
I mean,
Blacklist
Conviction was
like,
kind
okay.
of Conviction was, I think, divisive,
Yeah, okay.
and Blacklist was just kind of like, because it wasn't the same voice actor,
Yeah, I think that's
and it was
that left a
like
bad taste.
very action packed.
Because I remember playing it, and it wasn't. I thought Conviction was more action comparatively.
Like, I think Conviction was more actiony, but Blacklist felt more like Hoorah Marine style action than like Splinter Cell stealthy action.
Okay. Yeah, I think so. I think
That's how I felt.
Yeah. Was it Conviction that we played like the co-op one? Was that the one that had?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could play Archer and Kestrel.
Yep.
Yeah, those are fun.
That was fun. Yeah, they didn't have the same feel in Blacklist either. I was like, all right.
Yeah, it was just completely different.
Yeah. No, you're right. I get what you mean now. Because, like, it had more daytime stuff, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah, like more daytime. Like
You're
they
right.
basically wanted you to always have an assault rifle with you.
Mm-hmm. When in reality, I just never used it.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude. I loved using the like pistol
man.
silence.
yeah.
That was
Felt
great.
good.
Yeah.
And it's like, I just like that kind of really focused gameplay. I just don't think is what Ubisoft wants to do anymore. Like, they don't want to make this is a stealth game. They want to have the open world game that has all these elements, and
They like the Ubisoft like formula.
yeah, like
essentially.
they have
yeah.
their formula. And just Splinter Cell doesn't fit in there
Yeah,
anymore.
you know what? I do
There's
think.
defi-
Oh no, you go. Yeah.
No, you go first.
No, you go. I insist.
I What? Thank you. No, I was just gonna say there's like a trend of like, I think I've heard this phrase all the time now, is you can play any way you want.
Mhm.
It's that kind of like trend
Yeah.
just going around a lot in games where it's like they're trying to make them appealing to everybody, and in doing so, it kind of waters down the game.
Yeah.
And not
Agreed.
always, but
But most time it does.
a lot of the
Most
times.
of the time it
Yeah.
does.
Mhm.
And I was just gonna say, like, we were talking about how like they have a style or formula. If you watch like that's why I guess with the like every time they have these conferences now or like their events, I'm like, it's gonna be, to me they're always like the more artsy person because, oh look, we partnered with this artist for Watch Dogs, and we're like, hey, we're doing all these sport things, but it's super stylized, or like it's just they have like this feel, and I'm like, all right, this is a Ubisoft game, and I guess that's what they're just doing now. And yeah, it sucks because I don't think Splinter Cell fits with that, and it's so sad.
Yeah.
Even like Division can be stylized to an extent, but I think that's like the most they'll go towards, like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, you know, like how
like non-stylized, like realism.
Yeah, realism. Because Splinter Cell's like more covert, and it's like how stylized can you get with that? You know, or how much I don't know.
Yeah, it's not like super colorful and outgoing.
It's like
It's
how much
very, like-
Ubisoft can you put into that? I guess because this is a different
Right.
Ubisoft compared to before, which is so sad.
Yeah.
Every time I'm in the same boat as Luke. Is like every time they show him, I'm like, this sucks. I just want Sam Fisher.
Just a grouchy
Where's
old
my
man.
Sam?
Like, this isn't my Splinter Cell.
It's like Ubisoft's trying to be like this hype up like EDM concert. Like, yeah, everyone's like, yeah, let's go, yeah, and then all of a sudden that pops up. I'm like, oh, I know. Like the down comes. So I'm like, I look around. I'm like, take off the glasses. This is not as colorful and hyped as I remembered.
Big set.
I have the big set.
Luke has the biggest of sets.
Yeah.
I think. But was there anything else? I feel like that was there like
For Forward?
yeah.
There's two other things that I have.
Oh yeah.
But it's up to what do you want to lead us into, Luke?
I mean, were you going to talk about Watch Dogs or Riders Republic?
Yeah, both of those were on my list
Okay.
of things.
Take the reins, because I'll be honest, I do not care.
That's
It's
fair.
Like,
No, yeah, I know you.
Here's my 2 cents.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Watch Dogs, once again, Ubisoft is trying to copy another franchise. Watch Dogs was trying to be like their GTA, because it was like this open world game and you could do missions, but
Exactly.
specifically the first one, I think, had an interesting premise, but I absolutely hate the protagonist. I think Aiden Pierce is his name.
Mm-hmm.
Cannot stand him. And so they're like, "Hey, we're gonna
so
have
funny.
Aiden come back and you can play." I'm just like, "All right, I don't care anymore."
It's so funny because I like him better than the second game. Because the second game pro tag is like
See,
terrible.
I think because the second game is so bland that they couldn't, like, the Aiden is so much better than the other guy, because I don't even know the other guy's name, is because Aiden actually has a personality. The second game was just
they had
cool
a
hacker man.
yeah, no, it had a personality, but it was conflicting. It didn't feel right. While like Aiden was like, okay, I know, like
I'm just a selfish asshole who can't be redeemed, but I'm the good guy.
Yeah, something like that. I need to play it again.
Yeah, but
curious.
I could not care less.
I'm kind of the same, but also exact opposite. Not about. I don't care about the main dude at all. But
for
I just think, it looks so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just hearing about the how you can have some recruits that are just kind of bland, but then there's other hyper specialized recruits. Like, that whole thing seems super cool. That they can have just you can attack people with bees.
Yeah, I thought that was
Pull a Nicolas Cage on people, man.
bees?
I'm into that. Bees? It looks so
Yeah.
cool. But it's not a game that I'm gonna play, and I know I'm not gonna play it
I think it'll be fun to watch.
because I'm not.
I think it'll be fun to watch
Yeah.
people play it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I think so too.
You want to see those fun highlights, but I think that's kind of what the game is because honestly, I feel like that whole Legion mechanic is just a gimmick, And so playing the game itself is probably not very fun, but if you watch someone who's like entertaining and they go out of their way to make it funny, it's probably more interesting. But
I think it's more fun for people that like building up teams or like groups, for instance. Like, like you could pick certain specialized people here. This is what I'll use for this mission. I think I just have like
your squad.
You know, like that whole thing with like Brotherhood.
Yeah,
because I know you like that a lot, Ian.
Same,
so I think that's like this is like the next. Yes, I
you like that a lot. Same, I do.
I was like, yes, but I think that's probably this is like the next step. And honestly, the gameplay idea of Legion, I think we all say gimmick, but honestly, it's like next gen shit because that's actually insane on how to like they code that and how it would actually work. If it works well, then awesome, good on them. But I have a feeling it'll fall in its face initially and it'll be so buggy. And that can either be hilarious as fuck and that's the cool part.
I could see
or it'll just be bad. And it's like this game, I can see people say, this game would be so good. It just sucks that this is such a cool new system, but it's just not fleshed out yet. But I mean, what do you, like, it's a new thing. So that's always going to be growing pains with that.
Yeah.
So I think it's cool. Like, you can get like random ass people and do certain missions. It's cool. I just have attachment issues, and if someone dies, well, fuck me. Then.
Restart everything.
Yeah, I was like,
just cry.
It's like, you work tirelessly to get this one person, and you just fuck up, and they're dead.
They died, but you didn't save for like 10 hours, and you're like,
that shit.
Fuck. Oh
I already know that's how I'm getting. So that's my reason why I'm like,
that's XCOM, baby.
Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's why I couldn't get that far into.
Dude,
man,
the reason I'm not gonna I kind of like you said, it very much reminds me of GTA, and I just don't like that kind of like sandbox style. You have like story missions, but then you just kind of also screw around a lot. I don't know. I've just never been a fan of playing those.
Yeah,
but
I think
but like they're fun to watch. Like I watched somebody play Saints Row, and that was great.
I think the thing is, I'd rather play Saints Row because it's like one character. My one thing with Legion is that they're claiming, you can play all these characters. I'm like, that's too much. That's personally for me. I'm like, that's too much. Give me a lot of skill, sure, but if I had to like,
I'm interested. Is it you're only able to switch between one person at a time, or can you like go somewhere with like a crew of like 4 people?
No,
and
you can. I think you can have
you can control them all, but you can also like have them on autopilot.
I think it's automatic autopilot because it'd be like
okay.
Because then if you had to control each one at a time, it's like real time strategy. So I think it's mostly like you could go. I think you could switch between all 4 if you brought them all.
But you can like take people with
you.
Yeah,
right? I'm pretty sure.
Not like you're just solo.
All the time. I'm pretty sure you could bring people. I have a feeling,
all right.
But we'll see. I haven't looked into this as much just because I like the idea, but I'm kind of just waiting until it launches to see how it does.
Yeah, I feel it. Yeah. So the next one, the last one, Rider Republic.
I'm so confused.
You're confused. Do you not care at all, Luke?
What is that game? Is it called Slope? Ubisoft has another game.
Steep. Is it
Yeah.
the skiing one? Is that the
Yeah, it's like their skiing / like wingsuit diving type game.
Oh, I have no idea if that's.
Oh, okay.
So like,
Yeah.
I think Riders Republic. I think I don't care about the game because I kind of already have a game like that because I have Steep because it was free. But I think it kind of hits. Like there's some games like you have Journey, Steep. It looks like Riders Republic, but even like just swinging around in the Spider-Man PS4 game, where it's like very zen, and that's kind of where I think I really enjoy those games. But like I don't care about Riders Republic because I could just play a different one that I already have. Is basically where I'm coming from.
Yeah, that's fair, dude. The reason I'm like super excited about this, but I'm excited about the potential, but I don't have like a lot of details on it yet, so I don't know.
I mean, I don't think there's too much to go off of. Yeah.
Of course, yeah. But like the idea of what I'm imagining in my head is like you have this big open world. and you can just like ride around and screw around on you whatever like mode of transportation and tricking you want to do.
Mhm.
And then they said they'll have like X Games events,
Mhm.
which is so freaking
I
cool.
think that-
So
yeah.
you can have like you can be like in this map or something with like all these other people, and then you can like compete in the X Games. I found that like super cool. God, yeah, I just thought it was so cool because I don't think I've ever seen anything done like this
See,
before. But maybe Steep is already
No,
like that. I don't know.
No, because Steep is only skiing, I think.
Oh, okay.
Well, this
okay.
one's like bike. It looks like it's biking, wingsuiting, skiing, snowboard. It's like everything, like all these extreme games that you can do.
Yeah.
Which I guess I was confused because I thought it was like a trials. I thought this was trials for some reason. And I was like, wait, what
Yeah.
the fuck is this? So I think that's why I was more
What's
like
happening?
looking into more. I was like, oh, okay, I can kind of see. So
It's almost like they were like, let's do Fall Guys, but open world and extreme sports. It's like, all right.
I mean, some people like that shit, so I totally get it. Because I remember
Yeah.
one of my old coworkers, he was like super into like all that kind of stuff. So he might be into
Mhm.
this. I don't know, but
Yeah.
and I mean, I know
Dude, like,
I know
I'm-
people in GTA Online, like they have some modes like this where you just
Mhm.
go to a place and you could just start like biking around and like doing something. So this is probably like doing that
Right.
next level and probably
Yeah, like
Almost.
that's kind of where I would really enjoy those games. Like, cause like there have been times where I've been playing GTA, where I just like get a cool car or I get a motorcycle, and I just drive around and like I just listen to the radio, and it's like it's just a way for me to de-stress and relax, and like something like that Riders Republic is doing, I think would be really fun. Cause like if they had like, oh, here's a track and you can just hop on a longboard and just skate, I'd be like, I would do that. Cause one, I
Yeah.
miss skating, and two, it's just like it's a cool way to just relax
Mm-hmm.
while you're flying
I'm
down
like
and
contradicting myself because I did say like I don't like the GTA style, but I don't know. For this one, it just seems different. I guess.
yeah. I think it's kind
like
of
it's because like
if
you
anything, it's
make the
probably more
choice to
polished.
do something. Because like
Yeah.
if you don't do it, you don't lose out on the game. You just don't do the event.
Mhm.
You can just still
Yeah.
like dick around later.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, dude, and the cosmetics. Oh man, I bet you can like look real cool.
Yeah, no, I expect a lot of
Because I've
cut-
always been like a casual, like sport or I don't know what you'd call this because it's not like basketball sports games, but it's like
like
ex-
they
It's
I
say-
guess
still
extreme
technically
sports
a
They
sport,
say
yeah.
X Games, so it's extreme sports.
yeah,
remember.
yeah. So I've always been a casual like extreme sports game fan because I played like Snowboard Kids,
Mhm.
and then I played there was like an N64 motorbike game that I forgot the name of. And I like sunk way too many hours into those, so I think this is also just kind of like harking back to those kind of things. It's like, oh wow, and I think that's part of the reason why I like it a lot too. But yeah, I don't know. It seems
super cool. I think now I remember the reason why I was so confused was it was the last thing, so I was very surprised.
Mhm.
I'm like, oh, this is the closer. Okay, cool.
I do agree. It's a weird thing to close on.
But then it was like the most
But-
Ubisoft ass thing to close on too. That was like by the end of it, I was like, I was reminded this is Ubisoft Forward. Okay, cool.
We have made
like
extreme sports part of our
open
formula.
we'll open with Just Dance, end with some Ubisoft ass fucking game, which this was probably the closest thing. Some
Mhm. Yeah.
left field shit.
If it's like $60, I don't think I'd get it. But if it's like
30?
20, 30,
Yeah.
I think I would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
curious, but I probably won't be getting this one.
That's fair. Yeah.
That's fair. Okay,
Yeah, I'll just play all by myself.
it's fine.
I'll be riding my bike up a
Just
hill and
become
crying.
king of the sports land.
Yeah, I'm king of the sports
I
land.
guess if anything,
What else did you want to talk about, Luke?
That was it.
Or I'm sorry, was that your
I was.
Harrison have final?
Oh, I
thoughts?
was just gonna say if we want to just close it out, what's out of everything today? Was there one thing that you were probably super excited for? Either of you?
Not really.
Not really. Yeah, sounds like a Ubisoft thing.
damn.
Yeah, like honestly, Ubisoft has lost a lot of goodwill for me, and so
Not even Scott Pilgrim.
I think that'll be cool, but it's because it's Scott Pilgrim, not because Ubisoft's doing it.
I mean,
Like Ubisoft's as a whole, like just like their mainline or their first party stuff, just I'm just not interested in anymore, and that's kind of where I'm coming from.
yeah.
I feel
Because like as a
I'm
publisher,
really-
yeah, like as a publisher, they have Scott Pilgrim, they have some other cool things, but I mean their main line I think is like they're going for Watch Dogs, they're going for Assassin's Creed, and that's kind of like their powerhouses outside of like Just Dance and stuff, and I just don't care about those games.
Not even Division.
Not even really Division.
Uh,
Like I'll go back and like I'm sure like we'll have a lot of fun playing it, but it's not something like Final Fantasy for me or Dark Souls or Hades where like I genuinely enjoy the game.
yeah. What about you, Ian?
I'm excited about that last one.
Oh, the
Rider
Rider
Republic.
Republic. Hell yeah.
I'm excited about that. If I was
No,
gonna
you
say
only get
one,
one.
that'd
No, I'm
be
just kidding.
The one.
No.
Mostly just because like that's the most. I really like when I see like things I haven't seen before,
Mm-hmm.
and so that like style,
Yeah.
like it is like it's just an extreme sports game.
But it's
There's a lot
still
of
new.
those,
It's still different.
but it's done in
Yeah.
a different way. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I really
Agreed.
like that. What about you?
Uh,
Anything?
I guess Immortals Phoenix. I don't want to keep saying this. Immortals Phoenix Rising has the most interest for me. If I didn't get to see more about it, it would probably be like, oh, I'm excited for Prince of Persia, but that's only because I want to play it again and be able to play it. But I think Immortals, I'm interested, but I'll just hold my breath until I'm not. Yeah,
Dude, I should have mentioned this back when we were talking about it, but the boss, I'm assuming they're boss fights. The kind of like people that they highlighted, those looked pretty cool.
It
like,
did look cool. I was like, oh, that's.
I really like their like designs for those.
I think I just like the aesthetic of the game a lot, so I think that's what's pulling me in. And I think it's the more lighthearted thing. I'm like, all right, that's cool. I like if it's funny, sure. If it's like dumb knee slapper jokes, I'll take it.
Heck yeah.
I'm a sucker. But yeah, out of all of that, I think Immortals Phoenix Rising. I keep wanting to say Gods and Monsters, but
Yeah.
you know what?
It's IFR.
Yeah.
If right, Phoenix was spelled with an F.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Instead of
Yep.
the normal way.
Yeah.
All right.
But cool. They're not having a part 3, right? This is probably it. I don't remember if they said they were.
I thought they said there
was another one. All right, cool.
I feel like it would just have to be in October because
Yeah.
November is kind of when
Yeah.
a lot of releases
The
start
big stuff.
happening.
Yeah.
Like they already have Valhalla November
Mhm.
10th,
Mm-hmm.
so I feel like unless it's in October, there's really no reason to.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see.
I don't know if that's true though, but I think I remember them saying that. But yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
That was an event.
An event that happened. If you like Ubisoft games, you were probably really happy.
Maybe.
I feel like, I mean, it is nice that Immortals Rising Phoenix is like a new IP. They're trying something new. So I think that is nice that some new games are going to be coming out that like isn't part of a franchise yet.
Yeah. And I think that's kind of why I'm like kind of excited because I'm like, oh, it's a new thing. So it's not like we're in the cycle of, oh, what's the next number we're looking at?
Yeah.
So I think that's the refreshing. I think that's why I'm kind of excited because I'm like, oh, that's kind of refreshing. Because Legions is a sequel. I mean, Division's like another, to me, is another sequel. So
Yeah,
it's like,
you've got Valhalla.
Yeah, that's also just, yeah. So
And even outside, you've got like Spider-Man, all these other games. But I think that's it for today. Thank you, everybody, for listening and tuning in. We really appreciate your views. If you have any comments, feedback, you want to give us topics, you want to yell at us, feel free to email us at superbossfeedback@gmail.com. You can also find us on Facebook and YouTube, I believe. Just search up SuperBoss Podcast. Am I missing anything?
SuperBoss Pod, Twitter. I think we.
Oh, yeah. Tweet us if you want to tweet at us. SuperBoss Pod.
Tweet.
Harrison's the only one who really reads it because I hate Twitter. Yeah, I think that's it. Thank you again, for everybody, for watching. We will catch you next time.
All right. See you later. Appreciate you listening.
Bye-bye.
Listen.
Bye-bye.
Listen.
Bye-bye.
Listen.
Bye-bye.
Listen.
Bye-bye.
Listen.
Bye-bye.